Hey, Marjorie.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Thanks
Hi.
for agreeing with sharing your experience working with the self concept, and I'm really glad to have you here today. And can you share a little bit about where you were at before you started working with me?
I was about to enter a major milestone in my career, and I knew that there were certain aspects of myself that were restricted, controlled. And if I went into this next step with those internal barrier, I could fail. And it was really important for me to bring the best version of myself in this new chapter that I was entering. So literally, I schedule to work with you in order to observe the change while I was entering this new phase. So prior to our work together, I was very guarded, very controlled. Um, and I had a set of rules internally about how to act in the world in order to not be taken advantage of or appear strong, or all those kind of mental ideas I had that I made for myself in order to evolve in the world. But what I learned during our work together is that it actually work in a way, but it also shielded me from deeper relationship with my family, with team members, with friends, team members, I mean colleagues, and I was missing out on all of that. So yeah, and now it's what I feel is that there's an ease, there is the fear that guided the rule making, control making aspect of myself is kind of gone. I'm open to whatever comes, and I know I can manage my environment without having this huge wall and those set of rules in place.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Mm.
Great. And can you give us an example of like this kind of change, like where you can manage better, interact better with your environment?
Well, essentially, uh, real example, I would say I would not speak so much or restrict the amount of opinion that I have. I would, I have strong opinion. I have strong view, authentic view. I feel that I usually did not share. I always tried in the past to stay neutral, to be very politically correct. I am still very aware of what potentially could trigger someone and try to stay in that realm of neutrality, which brought a lot of boringness. So I think a lot of people maybe perceive me as boring without very firm opinions and agreeable, extremely agreeable, even though internally I had strong opinion about many things. And so real example of that is that I would restrict my opinions to make sure that everyone at work, at home, be at peace, okay, but at the same time, they would not know me. So a concrete example is that now I really feel I can say what I have to say. What I was afraid of was that I would have to be aggressive, or I had to shout in some ways, or I would, being authentic or speak up my mind, would have something harsh about it, which I didn't identify with. So I noticed that I can't be, I can't say my opinion, and I'm okay with whatever comes back. I don't need to have a wall against the opinion and against the people. I can say what I think, uh, without fear. So so it feels, and I noticed that people are getting closer to me, really. When we started to work together, I had colleagues at work hugging me out of nowhere and really being way closer than I've ever experienced. And it's just something that I just observe. And I was thinking, my God, what's going on? And I can deal with that now. It's just because they see, I guess, a authentic version of me, so they feel closer, and it's that cycle. Like they're closer, and now I have closer relationship. Now they feel more open to tell me things they would not say, and it's just interesting to observe.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good, good. Well, thank you for sharing your transformation. I think this is very inspiring. Many people, right, want to express themselves, and they are afraid of just being themselves, like because of how other people would react.
Exactly.
And this is a very significant change and inspiring. So thank you for sharing.
No, it is internally. It's hard to articulate how it feels internally, but it's huge. So thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.